Hi everybody, and welcome to Healthy Bites. Healthy Bites is a collaboration between Nevada County Media and Nevada County Public Health. My name is Shauna Schultz, and I will be your host today. I am a nutrition educator and registered dietitian with the CalFresh Healthy Living program, and we provide nutrition education and physical activity education out in the community. And I'm really excited to be here with you today to show you a recipe that is easy to make, it's healthy, it's tasty, it's affordable, and it's also family friendly. And so for today, we'll be making a salad. It's a Southwest salad, but we're putting everything into a mason jar so that it's easy and it's portable. You can, make it the night before and take it for lunch. Easy to take on the go. And we'll be pairing that Southwest salad with a creamy avocado dressing. So it comes together really nicely. All of these recipes can be found on eatfresh.org as well. And let's go ahead and get started. We're actually going to start by making the avocado dressing. Really easy to throw together. We'll be using a half of an avocado, some lime, some cilantro, green onions, some garlic, a little bit of sour cream, and a little bit of green salsa if needed to thin it out a bit. So we'll get the avocado into the food processor. You can also use a blender if you don't have a food processor. Either one is fine. And we're just going to use half of this avocado. And if you happen to have an avocado lying around the house that maybe is a little overripe and you're not sure what to do with it, well, you can throw it into a salad dressing, and that's a really great way to use it, especially if it's browned a little bit. You're really not going to notice that in the salad dressing. All right, let's go ahead and we'll put in sour cream. It's about a half a cup. You could also use a plain yogurt if you have that lying around in place of the sour cream. Right, we'll get that in. And let's go ahead and add a garlic clove. If you've never opened a garlic clove this way, you can lay your knife flat down on the clove and you can press firmly, and it really helps get the papery skin off. You don't have to struggle trying to get that off. We'll throw that in. Then we're going to add a few green onions. You can just chop off the ends and the very tops of the green, but every other single little part can go in. Just chop these down just a little bit. You could also use chives. I know I like to grow chives outside in a pot. They're so easy to grow and they add a lot of flavor to your meals. We'll add a small handful of cilantro. And cilantro is one of those herbs where you can use the stems. So you don't have to spend a lot of time trying to pick all the leaves off of the stem. They are completely edible. I usually just chop the very ends off and then just use the rest. All right, we'll add a pinch of salt or two. You could also make this spicy. You could add some jalapeno if you wanted, but I'm going to leave that out today. We're going to have the juice of one lime. It helps to give the lime, or even if you're using lemon or orange, just to give it like a little roll on the cutting board. It helps soften up the cell walls, and so you get a lot more juice out of your citrus that way. I'll cut that in half. I'll go ahead and add that to our mixture. I've said it probably before many times on this show, but the citrus squeezer is hands down probably my favorite kitchen tool. It helps really get a lot of the juice out of there and you don't get your hands all sticky. All right. And then I'm going to add a little bit of this green salsa. You could also add a little bit of water too, and that would be fine. But the green salsa gives it a good amount of flavor, and it gives it like a little tiny hint of spice. It is mild. All right, so let's get this going. All right. So I'm going to add a little bit more salsa just to thin it out a bit. It is a thicker dressing, so we don't really need it to be too thin, but maybe just a little more liquid. All right, looks great. So it's really kind of like a guacamole, but when you make your dressing at home, you have control over the ingredients that you put into it. So you can control for things like sugar and salt and fat. And this dressing comes together really nicely as a healthy dressing. And I've tested this dressing on a lot of kids, so it is really family friendly. It tends to be one of their favorite dressings. You know, a lot of kids like ranch dressing, but I've found that they really like this avocado dressing a lot too. So it goes over well with the kids. Let's get our salad assembled now. So I have a quart-sized mason jar here. And I already have a little dressing layered on the bottom, about 1/4 cup. You could do a little more, you could do a little less, doesn't really matter, but this is about 1/4 cup. And when we layer our salad into a mason jar, we want the dressing on the bottom, and then we're going to layer in order of, I guess a good word for it would be like sturdiness or hardiness of the vegetables or the protein that we're putting in there. If we put really delicate things on the bottom with the dressing, or we put the dressing on top, then things might get like a little soggy. So we keep the dressing on the bottom until we're ready to eat, and then we shake it. So we have our dressing on the bottom, and then as our protein source, we're going to add some black beans. And we're just going to begin layering things into our jar here. So I'll probably do about 1/2 cup of black beans. I'm going to try to get them even in there is sometimes the challenge. And then we're going to add some corn. You can use fresh corn, frozen corn, canned corn. This is some frozen corn that has been thawed. And we're starting to build a beautiful rainbow at the same time here. So when this is all finished, it is actually quite beautiful. So that's maybe like 1/3 to 1/2 cup. All right, next we'll add some lettuce, and I have some chopped romaine here. And I'll layer that on top. We just want to leave enough room for the rest of our toppings. And you can have lots of flexibility here with what you choose to add as your toppings. You don't have to use exactly what I'm using here. But I have some chopped red bell peppers. So we'll do a little sprinkle of those. And then we'll add some chopped tomatoes. Like I might add olives, I might add fresh jalapenos. You could even put a fruit in here, like some mango or some pineapple. All right. And then you could also, when you're ready to eat it, add a little bit of crunch if you wanted to, like with some toasted pepitas, which are pumpkin seeds, or even some tortilla strips. This is just a mixture of chopped cilantro and some green onion. And that will be our very top. So we have everything packaged and ready to go. And we can put our lid on. And this, when it's layered this way, it will store well overnight. So you could make it at night and grab it in the morning and bring it for lunch. Or you could just make it and eat it this way. That would be fine. And you can see how pretty it is, all the layers of different colors. And you've created a nice, balanced, healthy salad, and also helps you really get those vegetable servings in for the day. So when we're ready to eat it, we give it a shake. And this will help distribute the dressing. And when we're all done shaking, we have a salad that is dressed and it's ready to eat. And with this dressing, it's super flavorful and tasty. So I hope that you get to enjoy this at home, put your own twist on it. Again, these recipes can be found here on Healthy Bites, but also there on eatfresh.org, which has a lot of healthy, affordable recipes for the family. And thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.